Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. This is 0.22 update and today we're going to look at most of the new features within this update. So first off, career mode has been implemented. If you click start new, you'll see the career mode option there. Now career mode is still under development. They haven't implemented harvesters, spoiler alert, or training Kerbals yet, but it is under development. They have added some cool things and you'll definitely be able to do a few let's plays with this career mode thing. So once you click start, now they've added a research and development facility that is essential for career mode to work. Now if you actually click it, you will see this thing here. Now what is that? Well, when you first start off on career mode, you only get these parts to use. You didn't get any more, and these are the only parts that you get to use. Now to activate the other parts and get to use the rest of the parts, you know, rocket max, engine, fuel tank, etc., you need to earn science. Now when you get a certain amount of science, and I'll explain what science is in a moment, you'll be able to get the next tier. Now when you get 5 science, you'll be able to buy, in a way buying, these parts. And it's a continuous thing, right? So the more science you have, the more parts you'll be able to buy, the more things you'll be able to do. And it just continues on and on. Okay guys, I'm about to show you something awesome. Are you ready? This is probably an old thing. I think it is old. Bang! There we go! We're flying! Woo! This is not part of the update actually. Alrighty, so you may be asking, what is science? What is data? And let me show you. So what you want to do is actually take out your Kerbal from the cockpit, and you can right click the Kerbal. You can do all sorts of things. You can take service sample, EVA, plant flag. We already know the plant flag one. So I'm going to take a surface sample. Now, just by taking a surface sample, I have collected data. Now, you can do different things with that data. You can discard it, not a good thing. You can keep the data, or you can transmit data. I'm just going to keep data. Now, I'm going to go back into the capsule, if I can. Oh my gosh, dead Kerbal. Now grab. Alright, it's a bit buggy. There we go. Alright. So you go up here, and this is a new thing. Like, look at that nice feature there. You can click recover vessel. Now look at this. You see something different. So, just by taking out that Kerbal, we have collected data. Now, by collecting data, we have earned science. So now we just earned 11 science. Well, it says 11.4, but it's really 11. Now, you click the Research and Development Center. You click this tier here. Now you see the science that we've just earned. We can actually spend that on these parts. So let's click Research 5 Science. So we've just chewed up 5 science. Now we have a remainder of 6. So these are the next tiers. Now this tier has small liquid fuel engine, landing strut, radial mount parachute, stability stuff, quite useful. Engine, blah blah blah. So, and you can keep on doing it. This requires 20 science, we can't afford it. This one's 18 and this one here is 15. We can't afford any of them, so we have to get more science. Now there is a very useful feature within this game now. It's called sub-assembly drop zone. Now after you make a rocket, what you can do is you copy it. This is what I do. And you click it, or you click and drag it and then drop it into this spot. You save some assembly. Alright. Save. Now what did we just do? If you click that, look at that. So what you can do is, say you want to make a rocket. Let's go ahead and do that. Make a rocket, something like that. And you remember that you once made a really cool part of a rocket, maybe a lander or something like that. Sub-assemblies allows you to go to that part you made after saving it and use it. Look at that. And you can just attach it. So that is very cool, I must say. Alright, so there are a couple new features within this game, or new parts to be specific, mainly for scientific purposes, but as well as that, the landing gear has been remodeled. So as you can see there, we'll press the G on your keyboard if it responds. There we go. Now, gears and landing legs have shock absorbing suspensions now, so quite useful, somewhat. And of course the antennas are awesome. So if you remember that tiny little Communitron, Look at this now. This thing is huge, if you remember the smaller one before. And we have this comms DTS. The animation on this thing is cool. Look at that. That's pretty cool. And then we have this thing here, Mystery Goo. What an interesting name. Used to collect data, pretty much, but collecting data won't work because I am not in career mode at the moment. If I right click that, observe materials bay. Now I haven't actually used all these parts yet. I barely know what they do, except for scientific purposes, as what I've seen. But nonetheless, pretty cool. And I'll show you one more thing before we go. Now the runway again has been remodeled, so thankfully it is more safer now. Now if you remember, the slope on the edge here was a bit of a ditch. Now it's more slopey, if that's a word. Yeah, well, it's more sloped now, so more safer, and our designs won't smash here and there. As well as that, and this was something that I was wondering about when the last update came out with the lights. The lights weren't working, but now they do work. So if we do a bit of a time warp job here, the lights are on. They're working. Look how cool this is. Everything looks beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. That's interesting. What? Very nice. It's a Kerbal. He's happy, as usual. There we go. They're very bright and definitely useful actually. If you're high up in the atmosphere, you can't see where you're going at nighttime, which is a big problem. Now you will be able to see where you're going. Yeah, quite useful. And one more thing, quite a game changer really. Now aerodynamic parts actually matter, and we're gonna do a bit of a test now. So be right back. Alright, so what we're going to do now is test out the aerodynamics of parts, which we have to test out to make sure it's true. Otherwise, we're just going to weigh down our designs with aerodynamic parts. For no reason. Okay, so, aerodynamic nose cone, let's shove that there. That should do the job. And then, so what we're going to do is we're going to test this thing with an aerodynamic nose cone and then without. And of course, we'll document all the results. Of course, just like a little scientist here. And let's put that there. And I think that should do. Yeah. Let's go name this test 1. There we go. Description? Maybe we should put description. Blah blah blah. That's a good description. Alright, so let's save this and launch. Now I've got my pen and paper here. Rip the paper off. As we get ready to take some notes down. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. SAS. Launch. Why did I throttle up? It's a bad habit, I think. Alright, taking some time. Taking some time. I'm gonna do a time lapse. Be right back. Okay, so there you have it, the first test. We should see the data pop up in a second. Where are you at, data? Oh, we have to press F3. There we go. So, okay, yeah, it popped up now. As you can see, highest altitude achieved, 42,000 meters. Highest speed achieved. We're going to document that, and then we will do the next test without the nose cone. The results are in, and we have proven that aerodynamic parts actually matter now. So, the highest altitude achieved for this aerodynamic rocket here is 45,284 meters, and the highest speed is 910 meters per second. While the rocket without aerodynamic nose cone is, well, it reached the highest altitude of 44,982 meters, while it reached a maximum speed of 908 meters per second. So the speed is not much of a difference by 2 meters per second, while the altitude is a bit of a difference. Now, I Of course, if you're wondering why I use these battery banks here, is because each one of these has a mass of 0.01, while this aerodynamic nose cone has 0.03. So of course I had to make sure the mass was 100%, and yeah, so then the difference was this is aerodynamic, this one is not. So those of you that are scientists, I hope I did this correct. You guys can tell me in the comments. I'm sure I did do it correct. I did do a bit of biology back in the days. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm quite looking forward to playing a bit of career mode. And see you next time. Bye.